Hello all, good morning to everyone. In the previous class, we discussed the composition and appointments in High Court, as well as the provisions which are given by the Constitution to ensure the independence of the High Court. Today, we will try to complete jurisdiction and powers of the High Court. As I discussed in the earlier classes, jurisdiction means the extent of exercise of power or the extent of exercise of authority is called as jurisdiction. So as far as jurisdiction and powers of the High Court are concerned, like the Supreme Court, the High Court has been vested with quite extensive and effective powers, because High Court is the highest court of appeal in the state. Okay, whereas in the country the highest court of appeal is Supreme Court, and we have adopted integrated independent judiciary, meaning the judgments or the decrees passed by the Supreme Court are binding on all the courts within the territory of India, and both the Supreme Court and the High Courts can interpret both the central laws as well as the state laws. Okay. And also High Court can enforce the fundamental rights. High Court is also the guardian of the fundamental rights. So in order to discharge all these duties effectively, the High Court has been given extensive and effective powers like the Supreme Court, right? And it is the highest court of appeal in the state, and it is the protector of the fundamental rights of the citizens, and it is vested with the power to interpret the Constitution, okay, in addition to his supervisory and consultative roles. Okay, I think you got the point. So what is the meaning of appeal? Appeal means when an affected person with respect to a judgment delivered by the lower court can move to the superior court against such decree or judgment is called as a appeal. Appeal means a complaint can be lodged in a superior court with respect to the judgment passed by the lower courts is called as a appeal, right? So, however, the Constitution does not contain detailed provisions with respect to the jurisdiction and powers of the High Court. That means, like Supreme Court, the Constitution hasn't mentioned a comprehensive provisions with respect to the powers and jurisdictions of the High Court. It only lays down the jurisdiction and powers of the High Court are to be the same as immediately before the commencement of the Constitution, meaning prior to the independence of India, prior to 1947, during British rule, the system of high courts were introduced in India. For example, High Court in Calcutta, High Court in Madras, and High Court in Bombay. In this way, the system of high courts were established in British India, and they had been given their jurisdictions and procedures to follow. Okay, so the Constitution says that the High Courts will follow the same procedures and jurisdictions which have been given to them in the British period. Okay, and however, but the Constitution has added few roles to the High Courts. The Constitution gives a High Court jurisdiction over revenue matters. That means the High Courts did not enjoy in the pre-constitutional era. That means prior to the enforcement of Constitution, the High Courts did not have the powers over revenue matters. So the powers over revenue matters are given to the High Court by the Constitution. Okay, my dear students, I hope you understand up to this level, right? So, and the next thing is moreover the constitution empowers the parliament and the state legislatures to change the jurisdiction and powers of a high court, meaning the jurisdiction or the powers of a high court can be changed by the parliament and state legislature, whereas the powers and the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court can be changed only by the parliament. You have to note this point. Whereas for the high courts, the powers and jurisdictions of the high court can be changed by parliament as well as the respective state legislatures, right? So at present a high court enjoys the following jurisdictions and powers. So we will see what are they. One is original jurisdiction. I already told you what is the meaning of original jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction means without the way of appeal. Without the way of appeal, the appellant can directly move to the high court, not by the process of way of appeal. Okay, and writ jurisdiction. And writ jurisdiction means some orders can be initiated by the high court with respect to the fundamental rights and for several other legal matters. So we are going to discuss about writ jurisdiction in the coming few minutes. And next one is appellate jurisdiction. What is the meaning of appellate jurisdiction? Here appeals means the complaints lodged in the court against the judgments passed by the lower courts is called as appeal. And under appellate jurisdiction, we will try to understand the powers of the high court with respect to appeals. Okay, and number 4 is supervisory jurisdiction, and next thing is control over subordinate courts and a court of record and power of judicial review. So at present the high courts enjoys these 7 jurisdictions. And the next thing is the present jurisdiction and powers of a high court are governed by constitutional provisions. That means high court derives its authority from the constitutional provisions as well as the letters patent. What is the meaning of a letters patent? Letters patent means orders passed by the president or orders passed by the governors, etc. And the next thing is the acts of parliament, right? So the acts of state legislature, as I mentioned a few minutes back, and Indian Penal Code IPC, and Criminal Procedure Code CRPC, and Civil Procedure Code CPC. Okay, so these things lays down the procedures for the high court to perform its functions. Okay, so in the next lecture we will discuss the original jurisdiction of the high court. Thank you.